Yeah, Thomas, our little brother, he's the pro at it. He's all about it. I've got a few, but nothing like what he's got.
No, you're more the car guy.
That's right, exactly, yep. We're watching.
I was wondering if you tell Stefan a little bit about what you do with pipe fitting and stuff like that.
I'm a world traveler of pipe fitting, pretty much.
Okay.
Hello, John.
So, right now I'm working in Memphis,
right here at Tyler's
Tennessee,
house with him, interviewing Tyler.
Just about 5.5 hours from here.
Mm-hmm.
What we're doing
he's
down
already
there
shot
right
guns with
now
Thomas.
is
First
we're
time he ever
building
shot
a
a gun.
battery plant for the electric
Yep, they don't
cars
have them
that
over
they're
there.
supposedly going to make, right? And this is for Ford.
Nope.
And
If
what
you're in
I
a
do
hunting
is run a
club,
lot of the heating
that's
and
a lot of money.
cooling pipes. Huge pipes, they're probably 30-inch diameter. It's all welded together, so we'll hang it up in the air, welded out, and all that.
Oh, yeah, he showed up. It's awesome.
Stuff. But
with a crane.
yep,
I'll tell you all about it,
fly in
man.
with the
I'll talk
crane
to you
and,
later. Yep.
basically, we do all the heating water and the chilled water, for the heating and cooling in the whole building. And then this past week, I've been doing like nitrogen lines and stuff like that, which we'll use in the process of making the batteries somehow through all that. It's pretty interesting place. It's huge. I mean, that building down there is probably over a mile long. But been down there. I was gonna head back tomorrow in the morning, but since there's a pending snowstorm, supposedly I'll probably leave late tonight and drive back down there because it's gonna get pretty bad. I think. Well, they're saying it is.
You have a room there while you work?
So I've got a camper. I pull it behind one of these trucks. I got a picture of it. So a lot of people, they'll either stay in an apartment or a hotel, but how I usually do it is I'll get a camper spot, and they pay me like $165 a day just to be there, like travel expenses, pay for your room and board, and
you save that money.
yeah. So the cheaper you stay, the better you can pocket that money. So where I'm at right now, I'm paying $800 a month, and I'm probably pocketing over $4,000 a month that they're paying me. So
nice.
It's a pretty big deal on that. So that's why I do a lot of these travel jobs, just because they supply you with that money.
Yeah.
And I've worked down there, and then let's see, the majority of last year I was working in Kentucky, which is a state south of here, and it was another Ford battery plant that they were building. They've got it actually up and running now. And so they've got it going. And then before that I was in Superior, Wisconsin, which is way up north. It's very cold up there all the time. And I stayed up there for a year, and it's like blizzard conditions at all times. So I stayed up there, of course, National Park, which is a huge park out west. I drove it top to bottom. And then from there, I went to the Bonneville Salt Flats, which is out west. It's these huge salt flats that they do high-speed car races on. It's miles long, and I drove out there and actually drove my car out on the salt flats. That was pretty fun. And then from there, I went into the state of Nevada and drove it top to bottom and to Las Vegas, which is where they do all kinds of gambling and stuff. And spent 2 nights there and gambled away probably $2,000 there the first night, and then went toward the Hoover Dam, which is a huge dam out there, and they take you all the way down inside it so you can see all the inner workings of it. And then I went to a different casino, which they had this is, I don't know what year was the Bonnie and Clyde stuff. That was in the 30s or 40s, and these 2 people robbed all kinds of banks and stuff.
I know about that.
And they have their supposed car there, supposedly. And so I went there and checked it out, and all the money I lost in Vegas, I won back at that casino plus some. So I came out ahead finally. And I stayed there for a night, and then I woke up there and I drove to the Grand Canyon. It was about 4 hours away, and checked out the Grand Canyon. And then after that, I drove all the way back to here and took another job in Kentucky, and that's where I was at the majority of last year. And then me and Ted worked in Indianapolis the later half of the year, and we drove my BMW turbo diesel car up there just about the whole time. He'd fall asleep the whole time and claimed it was rough, getting up this early and stuff, and he slept 3 hours of it. I was the one doing everything.
He's used to it, yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty used to all the driving. Yeah, it was.
He's got a lot of pictures of me asleep in the car.
Yeah, he would fall asleep, and I'd slam on the brakes, or I would do a high-speed check, and I'd just grab the steering wheel, shake it like this, and try to bounce his head off the window. He appreciated that, I'm sure. But, yeah, it was a good time. Yeah, where I'm at now, it's about 5.5, 6 hours away. It took me 5.5 hours last night. I drove home to here, and I got home about 11 o'clock last night. And
You're going back tonight.
Yeah, I think I'll drive back tonight because I was going to wait till daylight in the morning, but they're claiming that that's when the snow's going to start.
Yeah, no, that's no fun.
Yeah, so I figured I was like, well, I could drive, half the night and be there. That way I'm not screwed out of making $3,000 next week. Because if I miss even 2 days, that'll cut me down to probably $2,000. They paid me quite a bit of money just to be there. It's a pretty sweet outfit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good time. What are you doing over at that chair, Junior? Better watch it. Goodness.
May I take your picture?
Yeah, go ahead. Yep, sure can.
Thank you. Nice Christmas tree.
That's right.
And say you don't believe in electric cars, do you?
No, I'm sure they got their place. Like, say I was going to drive here to the next house, that's fine. But like the long traveling I do, I can stop and fill my car up in 5 minutes and take off flying down the road again. And the electric cars, a lot of them, if you run them down real low, it may take an hour and a half to 2 hours to charge, and that just ain't worth it. It'd take you forever to go somewhere, you know. We've got little trucks at work that are Fords that are hybrids, like they'll drive around on electric, and then after a certain point it'll start the motor, and they're interesting, but I still wouldn't buy one. It just doesn't interest me at all, but they're pushing hard on it, but I can drive that BMW 700 miles on a tank of diesel, and it's pretty impressive, and it's all-wheel drive. Yeah, it's a lot of fun to drive.
My father used to work at BMW.
Did he?
Yeah.
Yep.
In the central in Munich.
Yep. I'm pretty sure that one there is made in Germany, the one I've got. I know they make them all over the place, but it's been a good car so far. I've had it. I bought it February of last year, so I've almost had it a year now, and I've probably put 40,000 miles on it, if not more, just because I drive, since last Sunday I changed the oil on it, I've already put 1,000 miles on it. I'm always on the move.
No, they're pretty reliable.
It is, yep, it is. It's hard to beat. I used to drive like this old police car out here. I've got one. So, they sold me to that one out there. They sold it to me as it sits with like the police light bar and stuff, but they weren't supposed to let it go with the light bar still mounted on the car. Cause
I wanted to ask you.
Yeah,
You're not supposed to drive around in a police car.
I could drive it around my yard all day long, but if I get out there on the road and say I pass the cop, they're probably going to be on your ass about it.
Yeah. We need to make the new Buddha cops with it.
That's right, yeah. I basically I got big dreams of making all kinds of YouTube videos, but zero time, so it kind of it doesn't work out,
But other than Ted's cars, yours all work.
Yep, exactly, Yeah, Ted daydreams of fixing stuff, and I do fix stuff.
I told him, I said, you've got the nice stuff.
That's right, exactly, yeah, that BMW, a lot of the small oil change places here, they won't even touch it because they're afraid to mess something up on it. You'd either have to take it to BMW or a pretty big oil change place to actually get them to do it for you, so I just do it myself.
Yeah,
and I've replaced a few parts on it myself, and it wasn't bad. It was pretty easy to work on. A lot of times I just do all my own work because I've took a lot of stuff to different places in the past, and they either screwed up more stuff or it came back worse than it was before. So that's aggravating. But I went this morning. This guy, I bought another truck off of him, and the rust it's rusted out a spot on the frame, and I think they let it on to him that it was way worse than what it is. It still runs and drives perfect. I can put a little patch weld plate on it, it'd probably be good another 20 years. You know, there ain't nothing wrong with it. But yeah, maybe someday Ted'll be a mechanic. Did you see his blue truck that he has? Did you show him that?
Yeah,
He's written in it already.
Yeah.
Have you?
Yeah.
So did you show him the pictures of what it looked like before?
I have not.
I don't know if I got a picture of it or not.
I drove it when I first got it. It was rolled. I bought it wrecked, and I was driving it wrecked.
I could have killed him. I was like, why in the world would you buy that when you don't have anything good to drive?
It's my second best vehicle right now.
It is. Let me see if I can find pictures. So he bought that. Then I was looking on Facebook, you know, the stupid social media thing. Well, they got Marketplace on there where people sell their cars and, you know, couches, all that crap. And I found a truck that had I can't remember if it had a bad engine or what, but
yeah,
it was the same color, you know, perfect color and everything. I was like, well, we could take that and set that cab right on there and it'd be a perfect truck. So that's what we did. We got one picture.
I know. I got pictures of the.
Trying to find a picture of it before.
Yeah, there's one in the barn, I think.
Here we go. Oh my goodness, let's scoot over here. So, this is the truck we bought to fix it. There's Ted, I don't know if you know him or not. And, let's see, this is me tearing that one down. And then, I don't think he's brought the other one over yet in that picture. And then, here's the other cab. The windshield was broken, and the whole top of it smashed down, and
it's still pretty much as broken.
Yeah, Ted's driving it around like that. I'm like, you can't be driving that thing around. They're gonna pull you over for not having a windshield, you know.
They never did.
Yeah, I was surprised he pulled it off. You know, sometimes they don't pay enough attention. But there's me. I had long hair at the time, and pulled that all off there. There's it coming off. Yeah, who's turned that off? Took a bazillion pictures. The same thing, I guess. And then,
I think there's one picture of me backing it in your shed. That
yeah, there it is up in the air, and I've took the truck frame out from underneath it. And then there's the finished product, of course. And then here's what's left of the Ted Mobile, the first truck cab. I'm taking it out back, and there's what's left of that other truck. I just pushed it out back for now too.
When I drove it home, when I bought it from the guy, I had to lean like this because the hood was smashed in. Driving like that.
Oh, it was terrible. He told me he bought that. I'm like, what in the world were you thinking?
I sent him a video out of the broken windshield. And I said, runs and drives.
It does run good for what it is, but it turned out a lot better than what I would have figured it did. But
yeah, I drove him to the tunnel with it.
Yeah. Phones like it's all controlled from the inside. They'd spray it out. And it used to have two great big stainless steel tanks in the back that contained the chemical foam for it. And whenever I bought it, I just took that skid and stuff out, and they'd already took the thing off the roof. And I just use it as a big farm truck now, but it has basically no miles on it. It has like 3,000 miles on it, which is basically a new truck. And it's from 1987. And I'm from 1987 too, and those tires are too, so it tells you how far it hasn't went. But it runs and drives, and then this is my rollback wrecker. A lot of times you can see Ted's vehicles on the back of it because I've got to rescue him. And this is probably the best purchase I've ever had just because it's so useful, you know, because say I buy a truck that don't run, I can have it scooped up and loaded in less than 5 minutes and be gone. And so it's a pretty sweet outfit. I bought it about 5 hours away from here in Ohio. And I've got it. Did you show him my armored truck?
Not yet.
So, let's go over the rest of this. That's the rest of that's a pumper fire truck back there.
That's beautiful.
Oh, it is. And me and Thomas, my little brother, were actually on the fire department, the volunteer fire department from 2007 to probably, I was on it all the way up to 2015. He was on it till 2009 when he went to the Navy. So then he just retired or, quit it and went to the Navy. But me and him operated that truck together, and it'll push enough water pressure, it'll almost blow the bark off of trees and stuff. It'll blow a window right out of a house or a truck or anything. It's very impressive. And so the guy that was over the money for the fire department, this would have been 2015 or 16, he was embezzling all the money for the fire department. He was keeping it for himself and spending it, right?
Okay.
And the government caught on to it, but you know, not till years later because they're real efficient on keeping track of that. And he had stole $80,000 from him, so from the community fire department. So they condensed our fire department with another one, and they have a lot newer trucks. And so I had actually bought this one years before the fire department went out, and then this one here I bought after the fact, and it's still running, driving fire truck. And then this is my Farm All H tractor. You may have seen another one just like it out there by the road, but that one actually runs. That one up there is just for decoration. But those are, I think that one's a 1940, and that one up there in the yard's probably from 1941 or 2. And then I just went and bought this truck today. It's a Power Stroke diesel truck, which a lot of these trucks you'll see are all the same truck because I really like these here. They're very good motors. And this one here should be warming up. So it should fire right now. But it's a stick shift, 5-speed. SWAT truck. It's 2-inch thick, bulletproof glass, gun ports in the doors. This come from the city of Cincinnati, Ohio, so it was about 3 hours away. And I think it originally started out life as a Brinks bank truck, like they would deliver money with it, and then at some point in its life it got sold to a police department, you know, to be like their SWAT truck. But it's like driving a gigantic box on wheels. Very slow and very cold inside. Yeah. But it's got the door, none of the doors have, you know, they have those handles, but they don't have a latch. Yeah. All the doors are air actuated. So the guy in the driver's side seat can pop the doors from the inside.
So that's for the money transportation.
Exactly. Yeah. And the driver's side seat used to be completely isolated by bulletproof glass, but whenever I bought it, somebody took a piece out. But it's got a piece behind his head when you're sitting in there too, and it would have had one divided him from the rest of the compartment. Yeah, I see. That way, if somebody jumped in there, they still couldn't shoot the driver of the truck. So he could probably take off, you know, driving away with them still in it, you know. But pretty interesting outfit. I bought that for my Christmas present during COVID, you know, in case the world was going to end. At least I had an armored truck I could camp out in so I ran out of food, right? And, but it ran and drove. The batteries are dead on it right now, so it won't start. But it's quite a monster. I had it hauled home on a semi because the tires were a little bit rough. But
Oh yeah.
funny.
How we doing, Walter?
That's how I used it when I was like 7 or 8. That's how I used it.
Pretty cool.
Thank you. What are you doing here, old man?
Getting ready to meet you.
I was gonna run over you.
I know.
Hello, Mr. Wray.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
Oh, just fine. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Your son is giving me a hell of a tour.
Hopefully you
it's,
survive this disaster.
No, yeah, I will.
Yeah.
It's the experience of a lifetime.
That's right. Yeah. Well, I'm glad you're here.
Yeah, me too.
I thought of something too. I don't know how much time you guys got, but I wondered about spring meal. That might be interesting to show him.
Yeah, I want to show it to him. Yeah, he's here till the 10th, so
Oh, cool.
so hopefully we'll get to the snow isn't too bad, and we'll get to look at some more stuff.
Yeah, kind of ominous weather forecast. I don't like the sound all that ice and stuff. Hopefully it'll bypass us, but hard that one.
Yep.
That's family.
Oh,
and
thank you.
Very
Appreciate
nice
that.
sons.
Yes, they're a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yep. We got Walter. He'll do the documentary.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. But we took him to see the tunnel.
Oh, cool.
We walked through that, and then
It's
we've
dead.
been to Thomas's. Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Oh, it's still recording. That's okay.
Yeah, but still.
ready to enter the Suez Canal, and then they turned us around all of a sudden and sent us off to Somalia to bomb a bunch of Al Qaeda contacts.
I see.
Former CIA employees that we were upset with.
Yes.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Equipped by the CIA.
Yeah, that's the American tactic. Create a terrorist group to get rid of a terrorist group, and you got to create another group to get rid of that group, and it's a circular nonsense cycle.
Yeah.
This is Stefan. He's visiting Buddha and Thomas's gun range. That's fun.
It is.
Yep. Yeah, it's like I push my farther targets out. I went hunting out in